Hey everyone, it's Stephen GetMoneyMyrick here, and in today's video I have gone through and I have calculated meticulously the amount of gems per dollar that you can expect to get within the Labyrinth Adventure event. I've heard a lot of talk about how this is a great event if you're a whale. You know, it's an opportunity to spend a lot of money and get a lot of resources. So I really want to take an in-depth look at how good of an event this is if you make that decision that you're going to spend money. I also talk at the general level if you play as a free-to-play player, how many gems worth of value you're going to be getting from this event. And I'm going to use that knowledge and take that knowledge to make decisions about where you should stop grinding and at what level you should try and achieve if you are deciding to spend money. A few things I wanted to talk about before I get into that, though. One is that, my number of 20.1 net pickaxes per level that you need to be purchasing or using as you go up, that seems to be working out pretty well. I had a guildmate who's at level 27 right now, and I basically was able to guess how many pickaxes he bought and which packages he's bought, and I said you'd have 5 tiles left, and he had exactly 5 tiles left. So obviously that's even more lucky than, actually being accurate at that point to be that close. But it felt good knowing that that 20 does feel right, and it also, going back and looking at my math, it still feels like that's pretty right and pretty on average. So that's the same number I'll be using for all of these calculations. Along with that, I did want to say that if you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. But let's go ahead and look at that math and what we can learn from it. So I will go into a little bit more detail about these numbers in just a second, but I did want to give a very broad overview of what I'm trying to say, which is that this top section is the part that you can expect to get to potentially if you're willing to spend gems or if you're completely free to play. So this up to level 5 being completely free to play, and this free to play with gems up to level 7 here. And so what I've gone through is I've looked at every single item that you can get, the quantity that you'll unlock. I've assigned a value to those and a total value, an extended value, and then I add a cumulative value. So if you added up all the values of this cells, by clearing level 7, then the cumulative gem value for level 7 is 10,970 gems. Your pickaxes required for that are 141. So with the 105 you get daily, you'd have to spend 3,500 gems. So this column is called pickaxes to buy. Later on, you can see it becomes actual pickaxes. In the top section here, this is actually how many gems that you'll be spending. And then I take these total level rewards here. I've looked at every single level and what can drop based on the data mine, and I've assumed that every item has an equal chance of getting dropped. And I've assigned gem values to those items and gone through and said that you'll unlock 24 tiles, and then the 25th tile will be the exit, and then there's 65 tiles on the map that you can click on. So I've taken the total value, divided by 65, and then multiply that by 24 to get the gem value per level. I will say I did not include anything here like your ability to double up profit orbs, which would increase the level rewards, but that is just the base level there. And then I give a total value in gems that you're expecting to get. These cumulative rewards in the top section here, I'm subtracting out the gem value that you'll be spending to buy the pickaxes, so it's not completely, one for one of the 11,270 plus 3,200. It's that plus that minus the 3,500 to get the gem value here. And then this total level rewards is cumulative, so you don't get, the total sum of this at 62,000. It's that if you complete level 7, you'll have 15,000 gems worth of value. And so then the total value of gems, if you were to complete level 7, would be 26,643. And that value is nice to know as a free-to-play player what you can expect, but that's not really what I was interested in. I was more interested if you're the type of person that is willing to spend some money on this event, what goals should you be trying to hit? Because we definitely have a base knowledge of what we think we should be doing, but I really wanted to try and map that out and just see how good of an event this is, and specifically where your peak points are of where you might be trying to target. And so I've gone through and I've listed every single level, every single item, the gem values, how many pickaxes you're going to have to buy there, how many total pickaxes you'll need, how many you'll have to buy. I've assigned a cost to that. I start with the base cost of the event package, so it's $20. And then every additional for 12. So this calculation here is actually $20 plus 4, because there's 12 in the event package, so it's 16 minus 12, so it's 4 times the cost per pickaxe, which is $1.67. So that's how I'm getting this $27 spent value here. This gems from packs value here, it starts out pretty high for that $20 pack because you get those 5,000 gems, and you also get the 60 relics, which are worth 6,000 gems. And then along with that, I'm assuming if you had the ability to buy 4 more pickaxes, each of those packs comes with 50 gems. Basically every pack, whenever you buy a pickaxe, you're getting 50 gems. I will say I didn't calculate these pickaxes that you have to buy at like the specific packages. Obviously some of these quantities are impossible to buy because of the math. You can't divide them out and get that many exact pickaxes. I didn't feel like going through the trouble with that, so it's just a general $1.67 per pickaxe, and then you're getting 50 gems for every dollar you spend, because that's what the packages are worth. So I went through and figured out how many gems you're going to be getting from the packs. I went through and figured out how many the cumulative value that you'll be getting from each level. I figured out the cumulative value that you'll be getting from the levels themselves, like the actual map floor. And then I went through and I added in the treasure room values here. And these treasure room values are huge. And a big part of that is the dust. About a third of this value is just the dust. You know, a sixth of it is just some pet stone materials, like for leveling up your pets. And so if you don't need those, then this value will be lower. But I am using the values from the event analysis page on the Idle Heroes Discord page. And that's what it comes out to be. And the second treasure room, the 72 here, is the value of the first treasure room plus the second treasure room, because basically I'm assuming that once you get to level 22, you've unlocked both of them. So I'm taking all those values, the cumulative values, the treasure room values, the values from your gem packs, and the total value you get from picking up stuff on the floor, and I went through and divided that by how many dollars you would have had to spend to reach those levels, and I've come up with this column O here, this gems per dollar. And so this gives a very, very good, clear example of where you should be trying to hit and kind of the goals you should be setting. And real quick, I did just want to say, like, you should never be spending gems unless you can, or spending money unless you can actually complete a level and at least get the rewards that come after it. You can see some of them are pretty bad, like the basic orange artifact on level 18. But, you know, pretty much there's no reason to be spending money to buy pickaxes just to get further on a level if you're not going to complete it. And what's sticking out like a massive, massive flashlight is this ability to clear level 9. If you were able to clear level 9 and get the 9-star chest with the dummy hero in it, you'll also be getting all of the relic feathers, all the gems from packages, the treasure room getting unlocked, some of the level rewards. This is the gems per dollar that you'll be getting at 963 gems per dollar, which is very, very high and a very, very good amount. And I did also want to say this is, you know, starting at level 8. I'm not including the level rewards that you've gotten before in the free-to-play portion, or that you spent gems for. This bottom half is completely separately calculated, so we're starting fresh again, because that's when you actually start spending your money, and this is the value you're getting for spending that money. And you can see there's a few other peaks in here, specifically when you hit Treasure Room 2. There's another one when you hit the Artifact Selection chest. And so we can kind of look at this chart and make decisions. And personally looking at it, it's like that 9-star chest for $60. If you're one of the people that's spending $50 a week, that is coming across like a huge value. I will say again, if the treasure room does not have that much value to you, that I have at 29,000 and maybe it's more like 15,000, you know, you'd have to adjust accordingly. If we drop this down to 40,000 here, you know, it's only at 667. So if you don't value dust highly, then the payback here is not as insane. But if you do value dust, if you're somebody that, you know, has trouble with dust for upgrading your stones, that value is very, very huge. And again, just going through, level 15 looking very good, level 22 looking very good. And you can see, you know, obviously you have the ability to spend more money and get more resources, but it really starts to fade off once you get near the end here. And it also starts to fade off, you know, right before you get to these level 22 sections here. So you really want to try and set a goal for yourself based on how much money you're willing to spend and where you're going to get to. And for a vast majority of people, it's either going to be up here in the free-to-play section, or it's going to be getting to this level 9 chest here. And that's all I'm covering in this video. It's basically just helping you make decisions about how much money you may or may not want to be spending on this event and the value that you can expect to get out of it. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.